cabin of the Z4 is a bit different from the other BMWs, more so in its switches and some of the controls. I would have liked a bit more storage options than a simple netted compartment behind the front seats. But what this cabin does best is wrap around you in a typical BMW fashion, and it doesn't get snugglier than this. This time, however, you sit more in the center of that 50-50 weight bias. On the previous Z4, it felt like you were perched on the rear axle. This one certainly feels better. Apart from the shape of the kidney grille, there is no BMW design signature on the Z4. Even the detailing of the grille is all different, the signature LEDs are all different, even the tail lights, it's a design that's not typically BMW. So purists might cringe at this. There's a ray of hope here because many customers lately have been complaining that BMW's designs have been lacking novelty. This could change that because this also shows that BMW is ready to break away from its traditional design traits. It's ready to break away from a stereotype design in that sense. And I think that should work in its favor. The Z4 is also much lighter than before, thanks to a lightweight CLAR architecture that underpins this car. Another weight-saving measure is the canvas roof, which is also quicker to operate now, needing only 10 seconds to start blowing wind in your hair. The biggest advantage of the weight savings is in the way the Z4 now handles. The steering feels a bit over-assisted at times, but the new Z4 certainly feels lighter on its feet than the outgoing car, making it more nimble and more fun to drive. And that could be one big reason for you to upgrade to the new Z4 if you already have or liked the older one. There's no doubt that the new BMW Z4 has become a lot sharper to drive now. It still doesn't come across as a package that's as wholesome as the Porsche Boxster, but I quite like it. It is much sharper than before. The fly in the ointment for me is still the design. It still doesn't hit the sweet spot for me, but it's a polarizing design. It might appeal to different people differently. What I like about it is the way it handles, the engine, the sound. It definitely sounds a whole lot better than the Boxster. So for its dynamic capabilities, this car certainly deserves your attention if you're planning to shop in this particular space. I quite like it. In fact, I like it enough to be intrigued of how good the coupe version of this car is. Don't raise your eyebrows. There is a coupe version. It's called the Toyota Supra. That is a story for another day.
The BMW